Commonwealth Games semi-final. Done a great job there saving the boundary. Susie Bates knows it.
You look down the list of the Australian batting card and you look at Ash Gardner and Grace Harris, who performed well in the first game against India, and you wonder why they weren't elevated ahead of Haynes, who's only had that one innings 9 off 14. It's simply because of the experience that Haynes has. Senior player. There was a time in the T20 World Cup that happened in 2020 when Australia first lost that game against India, and then they went to Perth and they struggled against Sri Lanka. And she peeled off a 60 on an important 60 runs when Australia were very nervous going into that match and throughout their batting innings. So she can soak up the pressure.
A leg break from Amelia Kerr. Some interest here. New Zealand have both reviews available to them.
Yep, just play that through for me, please. Just go back, yep, and just frame by frame, and pause for me. Yep, so as the ball is passing the bat, there's a spike, so we can go back to on-field. Jackie, please. Stay with the decision of not out, signal now, thanks.
Good decision from Jacqueline Williams. New Zealand only have one review now left at their sleeve. Amelia Kerr asking the two mid-wickets spread out a little bit, one a little more behind square and pushing further in front. Whip. Another missed chance. Runs a signal, it came off the bat.
She hung the ball out there and enticed Beth Mooney to come out of her crease, got the edge. It's a long way away from Izzy Gaze. It was a wrong-in. She bowls a lot of wrong-ins to the left-hander. New Zealand, there's not a lot of luck going their way at the moment.
Well, they've been creating chances. It's the over, 94 for 3. Oh, that's the second one that Kerr has had missed off her bowling. Tara McGrath hit straight to Hannah Rowe earlier as well. Duhu, sole wicket taker so far for New Zealand. In defence of their 144 for 7. Sophie Devine is going to continue. Her first over went for 9. Australia from here need less than 6.5 and over. 7 wickets still in hand. That's all in their favour. Mooney going along well. Rachel Haynes, cool, experienced head at the other end. Make it mid-wicket region. Not able to get the second.
It's interesting to watch these two in between the over as well, coming together, talking, figuring out, is there a breeze, who the bowlers left. These are all of the conversations that these two will be having out in the middle. Who can they target? Obviously Beth Mooney is out there, she's in form now. Her strike rate is at 130. She has this way of just switching the gears. And from their point of view, they'll be looking to see if they can capitalise and pick up a boundary early. Mooney taking probably the bigger risk out of the two batters. And from there, these two run really well. They scamper between the wickets. And they'll push the outfield for those twos.
Now, over waist height, no ball, signalled by the square leg umpire. Their job to check on the height of the delivery, and it doesn't pitch. So free hit for the no ball.
Yep. And Soph knew it straight away, apologised. That means now free hit. Can't get out except for run out. The field can change because the batters have swapped.
The boundary protection is predominantly on that leg side. Fielder at cover as well in the deep. Dug it in. Well, free hit, dot ball, the best you can really hope to get out of it other than the run out.
Now Sophie Devine has played her hand. She's got 3 balls left. She's got to go a lot fuller now. She can't go short again.
Advancing, Mooney with authority.
And that's always going to be the issue as well. When you've got these 3 fielders out on the leg side, she has to bowl it into the pitch, but she's already bowled her 1. So now she has to go full, and Mooney knows that she can carve it through the offside. 100 is up with that wonderful drive.
Australia got it down to less than a run a ball. Enough acceleration through this second 50 to bring the 100 up. Fine leg has come up inside the circle. Good over for Australia. 9 off it, 103 for 3. Exactly a run a ball, and with 7 wickets in hand, it's an equation Australia will be very happy with. This is what happened earlier, the first semi-final today. It was a fabulous match. Of entertainment for the crowd. Smriti Mandana came out of the block so quick. For India earlier, has put them into the gold medal match. And England drop into the playoff for bronze. Will play the loser of this match now between Australia and India. Smriti Mandana stand out. Nima Rodriguez also. Leah Tahuhu. Wondered when Sophie Devine would turn to her again, because wickets really now the only way that New Zealand can come close to winning this. And Tahuhu's been the sole wicket taker to date. Thrown out wide, there's another chance. How this time? Hannah Rowe doesn't make the same mistake twice. And that is a masterstroke from Devine to get Tahuhu back on. gets rid of Beth Mooney. She was a danger player.
The extra pace.
Gets tested as they have been before. They've passed that test in this Commonwealth Games already. Ash Gardner helped play a winning hand in the opening game against India. Class Bassett, Ash Gardner, unbeaten half-century in Australia's opening game, and she's come close to getting a T20 International 100 in her career as well, the best of 93. But Tahuhu's fired up here. And Tahuhu has seen missed chances off her bowling. This time, secure hands of Hannah Rowe.
You get a sense that Beth Mooney was trying to go maybe a little bit finer, but she absolutely smoked it out to deep cover. That's how well she's been timing the ball.
It's well bowled by Tahuhu.
Just nagging that fifth stump line. Just wonder, when will she go upstairs and ask the question? Ash Gardner has had in the past trouble against the short pitch delivery.
Deep mid-wicket, Hannah Rowe stays back there. There was an attempt at a hook or a pull. There's deep fine leg back on the boundary as well.
Yeah, but right now, 3-dot balls. Ash Gardner has never been the type of player that has really planted her front foot to the pitch of the ball. But maybe they think there's a bit of a weakness there as well.
This is a really good over. An excellent over. Tahuhu at the moment is enjoying career best figures as they stand. Her career best is 3 for 17. She'd dearly love a fourther, and that would make this very interesting.
And the crowd has stopped the Mexican wave. They are absolutely into this game because it is game on at the moment.
I love that. The crowd alive to the prospect of a wicket maiden. No runs off the over. The wickets, 103 for 4. Well, after Tahuhu's reintroduction on the wicket, it's Hayes Jensen who's been more on the expensive side in New Zealand. Two relatively new batters at the crease. Haynes only faced 7 balls so far.
Got to remember as well that New Zealand dropped a bowler, Rosemary Mayer, to bring in another batter. That means they don't have too many options, in the sense if someone's having a bad day, they can't necessarily go to someone else. Someone like Hayley Jensen has to find a way to fight back. Those 2 overs went for 23. And there's a hesitancy to use Hannah Rowe throughout this competition and in the past.
It's a curious one, isn't it? Because she comes in at number 9. She's not batting in a position which suggests, you know, she'd come in and be that sort of power hitter for New Zealand. And throughout the course of the Commonwealth Games, bowled only 2 overs in the first match, 1 against Sri Lanka, none against England. That was a very, very short innings anyway, wasn't it, in the field for New Zealand? Good running just in this over, in these quick singles.
The first time I actually came across Hannah Rowe was that 2017 World Cup in England. That just shows you how long she's been around the setup at New Zealand cricket. But I don't think she's necessarily been able to take maybe her domestic stats and success into the next level.
Blind field.
And it's something probably that Ben Sawyer, the new head coach of the New Zealand side, former fast bowler himself, fast bowling coach of the Australian team not that long ago, he will play a key role in getting her, no doubt, back to bowling more regular overs as well.
That's been absolutely smoked by Rachel Haynes. Good luck to anyone trying to get behind that.
And this is why Haynes, she just soaks up the pressure. Absolute sponge. Doesn't matter what's going on at the other end. She focuses on her processes.
Looking for that Yorker length. Still 8 off the over. It's enough for Australia. 111 for 4. New Zealand didn't manage to get the acceleration through their innings that they would have liked. Partnership 73 off 64 for the 3rd wicket between Devine and Kerr. But innings rather faded away towards the back end, and Megan Sheet was excellent with the ball. Oh, great economy, taking wickets as well. 34 runs for Australia to reach the gold medal match. And
Tahuhu has been exceptional this innings. Just look at the grouping of the balls. She's been able to get a similar length. Obviously this is to right and left-handers as well, so she has been able to really tie up the batters and create opportunities. 3 wickets, could have had a 4th.
And Leah Tahuhu left off the New Zealand contract list, not just left out of this squad. She wasn't contracted after being the leading wicket taker for New Zealand at the 50-over World Cup earlier this year, and then only called into this squad after injury to Lauren Down. Has come in and has made an impact with bat, making an impact tonight with ball. Nearly played on. That could have been a 4th for Tahuhu.
New Zealand just need 1 more wicket. Now, I'm not sure which one they would prefer, to be honest. I mean, Gardner's 3 off 8, but we've seen from the first game against India what she can do. She took her time in that innings. And you just need 1 more wicket, and that will just lift the intensity out there.
Oh, laced by Ash Gardner. She finds the gap. helping to propel Australia.
Well, she's striking at, before this shot, at 37. But take a look at this shot. It's on the up. It's not a genuine half volley. It's not one of those low full tosses. It is a difficult shot to play. And she found the gap perfectly.
Wide. Only 27 now needed from 26. It might have made someone's night. They're getting the camera on there. England, of course, in the bronze medal match tomorrow, having to turn themselves around after the defeat to India earlier. Good running.
New Zealand, if they can't pick up that wicket, what they'll be trying to do is take it as deep as they can. Try and give themselves 10, 12 runs for Australia to get the runs in the last over.
.119 for 4, the end of the spell from Leah Tahuhu. She's done a fabulous job for New Zealand tonight. 3 for 20. Catch by Izzy Gaze. That was a missed chance. Backward point. Lanning is done by Yorker length delivery, and then Hannah Rowe catch to dismiss Beth Mooney. I think this could have been even better. Make this difficult to Australia. This could be one.
Rachel Haynes, she's very quick. No hesitation. She called. She wasn't going to kind of goose step and confuse Ash Gardner. Told her to get on a bike. Get a sense Ash Gardner wants to try and finish this soon as well. This is where she comes into her own. This over is a big over for the Australian side and New Zealand.
They call immediately that there'll only be one.
Change in the right-left combination might just help the Australians. Amelia Kerr may strain her line and length.
Asking for 2 this time to the deep. Making it comfortably as well. That's the pace between the stumps once more. Target is inching closer to Australia now.
Ash Gardner's looking a lot on the leg side. There's still opportunities on the offside if Amelia Kerr goes wide.
Tossed off a little more.
Very strong field on the leg side. All the fielders out. Australian team look pretty comfortable. They're a little bit cold, but they seem fairly comfortable with the chase.
Now that's another missed opportunity. Advancing on Amelia Kerr. And coming out of her ground. Oh, can you bear to look?
Yeah, nicely flighted delivery. Just went through. Toppy beat her in flight and beat Izzy Gaze with bounce.
Izzy Gaze made her international debut in the course of these games as well. It's 125 for 4. Zealand do have a number of youngsters in their side, and Izzy Gay's having made a debut, another debutant tonight even, in Georgia Plymouth. This equation is not a troublesome one for Australia. 20 more to win, 6 wickets in hand. And this pair just seem to keep turning over the strike. 20 off 18. This pair back themselves every day. Devine, the captain, can she have a say in it yet? Full toss. Heaved for 4. That's not the start to the over New Zealand wanted.
Devine trying to go for that Yorker. Trying to get it under the bat of Haynes. It was low. What Haynes did really well was clear that front leg. Take it to the leg side. So again, we're going to see for Rachel Haynes 4 fielders out on the boundary on the leg side. Everyone else up inside the circle. Well, actually, they'll make a change. So they'll keep cover out and they'll bring fine leg up. Does Haynes go the lap? It's on.
She goes downtown instead. Danger. Really good catch from Susie Bates. Are we going to see a late twist in this match yet? Sophie Devine, the captain, with the ball. And her other old-timer in Susie Bates in the field.
She moved well. She anticipated it perfectly. Sliced it nice and high to allow her to come in. Difficult catch, always coming in and diving. Susie Bates, she's happy that she was able to execute that. Haynes, the vice-captain, goes for 19. Australia now 129 for 5.
Join Discovery Bank and experience innovative products.
Needed from here. Grace Harris, powered 37 off 20, smashed 5 4s and 2 6s against India in the opening game of the competition. And out wide, too wide from Devine. That makes it easier again for Australia. Only 15 needed now.
Susie Bates had eyes only for the ball. Oh, she's pumped. She knows how important that wicket is.
Full toss though, could this bring another wicket? Shouts of catch it. Boundary saved though. New Zealand have not been in a major T20 final in 12 years.
It was timed well, and there was a split second that Maddie Green out there thought, do I go for it or do I just keep the ball in front of the boundary? Manning looking a little bit more worried.
Crowd starting to get into this now because they know every dot ball is absolutely critical to New Zealand's cause. And the wicket just helped to change the complexion slightly. A new batter. How quick can Grace Harris get her eye in? Sliced away, and this will be 4 more. Sophie Devine is left with her hands on her knees.
She's tried to execute this Yorker a number of times this over, and it's been that low full toss. This one, she cuts her fingers down the side of it, trying to go even for the slower Yorker. Just missed out on the execution. And Harris, reaching for it, slices it through the offside.
well down. Hannah Rowe. But it's a big over despite the wicket. 11 runs, 136 for 5. Just 9 off 12. And a difficult night for New Zealand. Just felt they were slightly short with the bat. Despite Devine and Kerr putting on a really good stand together. Good in terms of the numbers, 73 they made, coming off 64, but he needed to come a little bit quicker than that. Egan Shoot was excellent with the ball. And Australia get over the line comfortably. Can Jensen have something else to say? Last over to be bowled here from Jensen. One more to come from Sophie Devine. This be the one. Singles are okay for Australia. I know they've got time.
But I'll be interested to see how Ash Gardner and Grace Harris go about it, because they're two type of players in the domestic setup, but also within this Australian team that are given the license to play their natural game. Do they try and finish it now? Ash Gardner will be thinking 2 hits and it's done.
You're absolutely right. Doesn't even need to be the cleanest hit. That's one of those hits. Just 4 more needed. I think Meg Lanning can almost afford a smile. Australia, the 50-over champions, the T20 champions. New Zealand. No, the game is almost up.
And the issue is 4 runs off 10. They still have to keep the fielders out.
1 stroke will do it from Gardner. Hannah Rowe in the deep.
This is where, given the fact that Grace Harris has only faced 4 deliveries, Sophie Devine's going to have to take a bit of a gamble. She's going to have to bring another couple of fielders up, I think. Cover comes up, but she's still going with 3 fielders out. Does Grace Harris take the bait?
3 to win. Keeping a cool head. I mean, there's no need to go for the big glory shot. Susie Bates, tremendous campaigner she's been for New Zealand over all the years she's been playing, debuting all the way back in 2006. Sophie Devine the same, the 2 senior players for New Zealand in this side. Their team has looked to them so often, depended on them so many times, and they've each had their moments this Commonwealth Games. 2 to win, Gardner on strike. Well stopped. New Zealand continuing to fight to the end. Brooke Halliday in that close catching position.
Yeah, Brooke Halliday. Sophie Devine pushing in, because it cuts down angles as well. Can prevent those singles or those easy ones.
It's not going to come quite so easy for Gardner and Harris. 143 for 5. End 2 from the last 6 balls. Grace Harris seeing his big gaps with the leg side, she can get up and over the infield, but catches in position, just 2 needed to win. Now, did she get something on this? Grace Harris is wondering whether it should be a wide.
Must have hit something because they all went up. Trying to cut the angle off. There was a sound. Only 2 fielders out.
Scores are level. If it was to stay this way, it would be a super over. One needed from the last 4 to send Australia into the gold medal match and guarantee another medal for Team Australia at these Commonwealth Games, either gold or silver. Sophie Devines will take her time here. Chat with Susie Bates. Bring everyone up. We're going to keep the fielder in the deep on the leg side.
You might be able to hear Sophie Devine. Anyone that's in the inner circle, she's saying, get closer, get closer, get closer. They don't want to give an easy single away. They've got to make the Australians earn it.
Gardner does it for Australia. And the world champions will have a shot at Commonwealth gold against India. They're through to the final. And they've done it in the end by 5 wickets. New Zealand will have to play off for bronze against England. Australia now have a chance to add Commonwealth gold to their T20 and 50 over global titles. They roll on.
Yeah, this Australian side has shown that they don't rely on one player or a couple of players. All players have been playing an important role to get them the victories that get them into that gold medal match. As for New Zealand, they did well to dust themselves off after a poor performance against England, having only scored 71. They created opportunities out there, and unfortunately their fielding really did let them down. 4 missed opportunities, and when you think that Australia passed their total in the final over, it just shows you how close these two teams are.
Well, New Zealand did have their chances, some 5 missed opportunities in the course of that Australian innings. This was the moment Gardner sent them into the gold medal match, ensuring that Australia will not go home empty-handed. Either gold or silver, they've got a place on the podium, and they have every intention of going home with the gold. They came here as the favourites, and they remain on track. They've kept an unchanged side throughout this tournament. They remain unbeaten. Well, a bit of a wobble at the top. Alyssa Healy is still yet to hit her straps in these Commonwealth Games. Beth Mooney and Talia McGrath, who's having a good time here, came together well. Meg Lanning also not really quite finding her best form these last couple of matches. But the depth of Australia once again showing through. And 144 from New Zealand just never quite felt like it was going to be enough.
And Leah Tahuhu was the standout. She created the opportunities. Some were dropped, some were taken. 3 for 20. Impressive bowling given the fact that she wasn't in the original squad to come to the Commonwealth Games. Fran Jonas, excellent left arm orthodox spinner, just the 18-year-old, none for 21. But they needed wickets, New Zealand, and that's what really let them down.
Devine and Kerr, 73 off 64 for that 3rd wicket. That was the mainstay of the New Zealand innings, but they needed a little bit more of an explosion towards the back end of the innings to get up to a challenging total. Australia, in the end, were pushed 3 balls to spare. Well, they got over the line. And Sophie Devine will have to pick herself up and lead New Zealand in a bronze medal match tomorrow. Aussies continue to fire in this World Cup. Megan Shute, excellent with the ball at the top for Australia. Bowled with great economy, kept it tight, took wickets. Klimmer on debut. New Zealand in the push to find the boundary. There was some big hitting. Sophie Devine, the standout captain. But then that pressure told, and in the quest to hit big and to accelerate, the wickets kept tumbling. Bright start for Australia initially. Catch down the leg side. There were missed opportunities as well. Too many of them for New Zealand's liking. Really could have put Australia under more pressure. Leah Tahuhu though started to break through. That was another chance put down. Talia McGrath started the acceleration. She and Beth Mooney. So the run out of McGrath broke their partnership. Another missed chance behind the stumps. And the winning run with just 3 balls to spare. Delight for Australia, disappointment for New Zealand. Australia into the gold medal match, the Commonwealth Games. So, more early than they have been doing. So a very quick turnaround for New Zealand, taking on England for a bronze medal. One of those teams goes home empty-handed. Always a tough match, the bronze medal match. Meanwhile, who out of India and Australia will go home with the gold? India searching for their first ever win in a global cricket tournament in a major stage like this. Australia have been favourites from the start. Can they continue their golden form they've shown throughout these Commonwealth Games? The atmosphere at Edgbaston is going to be rocking. Cricket T20 has made its debut at these games. We now know which teams are going to be there at the end. Make sure you join us. Is it going to be Australia or India with the gold medal? We'll be back with you tomorrow and we can't wait.